This show contains adult themes, sexual content, and strong language. The sort of thing we call work.
Hello, and welcome to How to Be a Pornstar, a podcast that takes you behind the scenes in the porn business. I'm Tommy, and I'm here with my friend Porno Dan. How are you, Dan?
Doing outstanding, Tommy. How are you today?
I'm awesome. I don't know, it's the first podcast, so a bit nervous.
First time. Oh, don't be. It's like a walk in the park on a happy spring day.
Yeah, and I'm also with Queen of the Pornstars, Sophie.
Hello.
Why are you Queen of the Pornstars, Sophie?
Well, I guess I'm just generally a queen, so porn stars, not porn stars. That's just, how I am.
For those of you that don't know, Sophie runs a model agency, so she knows all the porn stars.
She does.
Dan, you've been in 1 million porn videos, something like that?
Something close. No, I've been in the adult industry for over 20 years and produced over 5,000 scenes and been in over 3,000 of them.
And you've been on Netflix and HBO. And
I had a documentary that had me on Netflix in America called Danland, and a television series that over globally for HBO that was shown all over the world from 3 different continents: North America, South America, and Europe.
And I first saw you on a Channel 4.
Yes, I've done a lot of other mainstream television, from including Channel 4 in the UK, where they made me look like a monster.
Where I thought,
but that's okay. They looked like monster more than once, and by other mainstream events.
Yeah, before I met you, I remember thinking, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
Yeah, exactly.
So the idea of the podcast is to focus on like a different theme each week. For the first episode, I thought, let's focus on squirting.
Nice.
So that'll be coming up. We'll see how that works out. And let's see if anyone listens to the podcast. I don't know. Do you think people are interested in podcast about porn, but without porn stars? So it's like someone's going to tune in to see us.
Well, maybe one day we could invite someone over, some porn star.
Yeah,
we can find someone who's ranked higher than me on Google Trends in Europe.
Yeah.
Like nobody.
Yeah, and we can. So we should all have jobs. So like Dan, your job can be to find the porn stars to bring them on. I think, seeing as you know them all.
I don't know them all.
You can book from me if you want to bring them.
I know that.
So Sophie, your job can be, I think, something to do with graphics. So we need to get like a podcast cover made, and I've seen you painting, so I think.
Yeah, but wouldn't be me, would be my friend you are well aware of. So yeah, he will do the job. He will.
I showed Sophie's painting in a scene yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, for real.
Shit! I'm gonna be famous or what?
Yeah, Sophie, it's actually been in 4 scenes in the last month. Like 3 weeks you're painting.
Okay, I need to get you a bigger painting.
You need a bigger painting because it's kind of hard.
Probably with my face somewhere in the corner of it, just so people know.
You know who it is?
Yeah, that is me.
And I can bring it to my new studio. Your big painting.
Do you get royalties for paintings in porn?
Do I get what?
Bottles
royalties.
of wine. She gets free bottles of wine.
Free wine works.
Oh yeah, by the way, yes,
I do. 3
I
bottles of wine
do.
at my house right now.
Too bad I can't drink it now, but hopefully in 1 week, maybe in 2 weeks.
There you go.
Yeah, I will be able to.
And I need a job on this podcast too, so I thought maybe learning how to make podcasts might be a good place to start.
Yeah, let's try this out.
Okay, so first episode about squirting. I think it's something people want to know about. I think it's like when I was a kid, when I watched porn, I never heard of, I say kid, when I was 18 years old,
18.
watching porn. I never heard of squirting until there was this porn star called Cytherea, I think.
I worked with her.
And I just remember just her blasting the
Blasting
camera.
everywhere. Yeah.
I was like, what the hell is this? And but now it seems to be everywhere. Like
I won an AVN award, which is like the highest award there's in the industry for best squirting series, and produced over 500 squirting scenes, and I have more nominations and awards in the business than anyone, 19 total for different squirting series and movies. So this is something I know a lot about, and something that I always thought was super cool. And before I was in porn, I used to try to get every girl I'd sleep with to squirt. And there was one recurring theme for all the ones who I could get to do it easily. They normally drank a lot previously. And then when I learned about what the secret of squirting, it all made sense why that was. And that is because, here's for you guys who want to know, having shot more squirting than anyone, squirting is just pee. It's like the unicorn at the fair. I used to believe in it. until I've worked with every quote unquote top squirter in the adult industry, and I know I'm going to upset some of them, but that's okay. They all pee. Everybody.
I don't know. Like I used to agree with that. Like, because there was some famous experiment where they actually analyzed what it is, and they said it's mostly pee. But we got a squirting coach to squirt into a glass and to pee into a glass, and then we compared them, and it was different. Like
Yes,
the
and-
squirt
and-
didn't
and-
smell
okay,
bad.
let me explain. Okay, this is very simple. All right, it's about how much liquid is inside you. Okay, if I feed a girl a bunch of B12, first off, there's no squirting gland. It's called biology. They've been looking for it forever, and it doesn't exist. But if I feed a girl a bunch of B12 and vitamin C, I guarantee you she'll have a nice yellow squirt. Now, if a girl drinks a lot of water or Pedialyte, which we used to have the girls do on set, but European girls quite don't understand that, but the American girls understood to do this. I would coach them into drinking lots of Pedialyte or Gatorade or something so that the squirt would come out quote unquote clear. And that's why the squirting in America is clear, and a lot of times just squirting in Europe is yellow. And the companies that shoot a lot of squirting, like, know to try to make the girls drink as much water as possible, so it comes out clear and not so smelly and more tasty.
I get that, but I've had in my private life, I've never made a girl squirt with my fingers. Sometimes she's been like, oh, I feel like I'm going to pee. And I'm like, I stop. Because I'm like,
Because
I
that's
don't want
what
to
they're
clean up
doing.
after.
Yeah, because that's what they're going to do. You got to push down and go up like this. It's really easy.
So
You
I
push
always
on their bladder.
I always get scared of the mess at that point. But sometimes they've squirted naturally during sex. And it doesn't seem like pee. It seems like a
because
different
it
liquid.
feels
Sorry,
good.
just a point of clarification. Did you say squirting coach?
A squirting coach, yeah.
What's that?
She coaches girls on
How to
On how
pee.
to pee.
Yeah.
Wow,
No,
that's
you're coaching.
that's an amazing joke. That's an amazing.
No, she coaches girls on how to understand their bodies better and to have better orgasms and different types of orgasms.
It's a release. This is explain. Okay, and having this is I won't throw the girls under the bus who are known as top squirters in America and the top squirters in the world. It's a release, so of course it feels good, and that's why with an orgasm, sometimes girls pee, and it's just a natural reaction. So that's why it happens. Like I said, I used to believe it. I wanted to believe it. I thought it was true. I got in porn, and then I started working with everybody. And I remember one of my cameramen looking at me one time going, this is like the 50th. We had a series called Squirtomanias, DVD series. And about the 50th one, he looked at me and finally was just like, God damn, all these bitches be peeing on you. And I was like, you know what? I felt like the kid at the fair, who always believed in the pet unicorn. And then one day he realized the unicorn was just a pony with a horn tied to his head. And it was like I was crushed. I was devastated because I worked with all these top girls and I believed it. And I wanted to believe squirting was real. And I wanted to believe that plastic trophy I had that said best squirting series was really about squirting. And sadly,
I
Santa Claus isn't real either.
I don't know, because again, in my private life, when girls have squirted naturally,
They peed on you.
It's not seemed like pee. It's been like a thicker liquid. And it's it seems to come from inside, not outside.
You can believe whatever you want.
Really?
It's fine.
I
believe it. Okay, in 2 weeks, the Easter Bunny's coming. I believe the Easter Bunny's going to tell me it's okay. I can have chocolate again because Lent is over.
Sophie, what do the models say?
To be honest, I have never discussed peeing or squirting with the talents. But and actually, I'm quite fascinated because it seems to me that guys are generally more interested about squirting than girls. Because me personally, when I first got in touch with this topic, and I just didn't actually pay attention. I was like, yeah, okay, so that's squirting. But guys seem to really wonder what that is and how it's achieved. So I don't know. I've never discussed it actually. Here now is the first time I'm officially talking about squirting. So
I think part of it is because when we come, we have this visual thing where we squirt everywhere. So it's really hard to tell if a girl comes or if she's faking.
we have
seeing
visual.
it's like, oh, okay, yeah. Well done, me.
It is no wait. I mean, it is visual too. It's not that exciting. Oh wow, that's the money shot, right? But no, I mean you can also see the liquid and everything, but it's not like pee that just goes everywhere. It's just a little bit of dripping down there.
I think this time I'll agree with you because the guys like the visual stimulation, and because a guy, it's very easy for a woman to fake it when she comes. I mean, I can fake it when I come, and I've done it before. But, it's that gratification of male ego. I want to see something, make me feel cool. And then, so I get it.
And then you get peed on.
And then you get peed on, right.
And that's how you feel cool.
Yeah, and that's how you feel cool. And like if you shave your chest like me, sometimes it burns. So yeah.
So who are the porn stars known for squirting? There's like Tina Blade.
No, she wouldn't make. I mean, if you're going to talk about really famous ones, it'd be all the Americans. Because I mean, no offense, the top porn stars are all American.
Yeah.
I mean, Adriana Chechik, Cytherea would be one of the big, the biggest ones of all time. If you're looking for a new girl, I mean, I don't even know.
I've definitely heard some guys complain that when it's been yellow.
Well, yeah, it's because they haven't drank enough water before the scene, or they haven't drank, But that's why if you're gonna do it, my suggestion to guys would be this: have the girl drink a lot of beer first, so that way they're relaxed, and that way it comes out nice and clear and it doesn't burn you.
Is that still allowed?
To drink beer? Yeah, you can drink beer with your girlfriend. What's wrong with that?
Oh yeah, at home. Yeah, I mean,
I'm talking about home world.
Yeah.
Come on,
in home's fine.
Yeah, have the girl drink like a 6-pack of beer. Seriously, this is how you do it.
Classy
Have your
day.
girlfriend drink a 6-pack of beer, maybe not 12.
That
If you're in
sounds,
America,
that sounds like an
I can
awesome
imagine
in
a
America,
romantic
12-pack.
I can imagine a date with you now, a burger and a 6-pack of
Exactly,
beer.
yeah.
Huh? I actually, when I was young, I think I probably did go on that date more than 6 times.
Where's the champagne? Where's the romance? Where's the
It's
oysters?
American. Come on, broski. Half-gallon bottle of gin drinking on a park.
So do the girls in porn that squirt, do they get paid more? Or do they
No, not normally.
Do you
It's
think
not
they do
like,
it for followers, maybe?
no, I mean, but it does help gain popularity. So if you like, give you an example. If you look at a lot of the girls who win awards, they're quote unquote squirters because it does give the consumer that extra visual stimulation of girls having real orgasms. Now, some of the girls who've won lots of awards have thrown themselves under the bus and admitted every orgasm they've ever had on camera is fake, and even called out all their compatriots for saying every orgasm they've ever. And this is, one of my friends is a multi-time performer of the year. Goes, "Are you guys stupid?" I mean, we were doing a talk one time and she said, "Of course, every orgasm I've had is fake. You can't be that dumb."
It's funny though, isn't it? How in porn it's entertainment, but like some of us always like to try to cling on to this idea that everything's real. Whereas like in a Hollywood movie, you don't go, "Oh my God, did he really die?"
No, but when you're watching a Hollywood movie, and you're watching The Rock or somebody fight, or James Bond do this stuff, in your mind, you're like, "James Bond is awesome, broski. Check out, yeah." Look at James Bond. But in the back of your mind, okay, with Hollywood, it's, obviously a fight scene is fake. And the same thing, 95% of what I do on camera, I mean, it's for the camera.
Yeah, and I don't think people.
I mean,
like,
there's
it's a
nothing
fantasy.
there's nothing
It's like-
comfortable about being in all these weird porn positions. There's nothing normal about fucking for that long a time. That's why we all take penis pills, and that's why there's all sorts of things. That's why, again, with squirting ties in because it looks good, and what looks good sells, and it's all about sales. At least for most people.
By the way, some girls, they do charge more for squirting. If they list it as like their extra ability, some of them do charge more.
like a superpower.
Kinda, yeah. It's like, for example, if you want to have like some deep throat blowjobs, or you want like, I don't know, some calm inside, like some of them do charge a little bit more for that.
How much extra is it for squirting?
Well, that depends, but like in the majority of cases I can recall, I guess it's like 100 euro, maybe.
Not
that
bad.
much. No, that's not that much.
How do girls usually feel when they squirt for the first time? Do they enjoy
Well,
it?
it feels great because it's a release, and they've never had anybody. Normally it's easiest to do through your fingers, and I've done that with I've made quote unquote over hundreds of girls squirt for the first time because it's a release, so it feels good. So it's like anything. So of course it feels good. Now, do some of the girls actually have a legitimate orgasm when they're peeing? Absolutely. So I mean,
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Right, so
Like,
yeah,
can you squirt without having an orgasm?
Yeah, of course. You can have it either way. It depends on the girl and her,
I mean, you can pee without an orgasm.
You can pee without an orgasm too.
I'm still in the not pee camp.
Okay.
I'm not.
But I mean,
doing that.
the answer is yes. Like, of course, some girls do have, and you can tell that some of them are real. In reaction, if you look at them on camera, some of them went into for the first time, it's genuine and real, versus the ones who are convulsioning and shaking and contorting and body spasming, and obviously, to me, I can tell it's fake because I'm there. But to a consumer who's watching on camera, it looks pretty darn good. Just like The Rock's fight scene looked pretty darn good in a movie, or James Bond jumping all over a plane. But these are analogies I'm trying to relate to people can understand, how porn and how mainstream Hollywood are basically the same.
So how messy does it get on a porn set when girls squirt?
Oh my God. I've had ones where we've literally almost, in America, we had to take the mattresses and put the mattresses out to dry. And actually there was one time when one of my guys like that, so we're tossing that mattress on. And had times where we've had to, the couch would go outside because we had lots of different couches at my studio. We were shooting 15 scenes a week, and it was just to the point of stupidity. The amount of how a girl can be so much baffles the mind. But in Europe, most of the time, there was a couple of them where I've been like, oh boy.
And who has to clean up?
I do. It's the owner normally, because my guys would mutiny on me, and they would, all my cameramen, directors, and assistants. No one wanted to clean up after squirting because they know what it was, or not, So they would look at me and they'd be like, fuck.
That's the thing. When in my private life, when someone squirts, it's not smelled like pee
Because they were probably drinking. And it was nice and clean from all the beer.
And it was like a thicker liquid. Whereas if someone just pissed all over the room, it would stink.
No.
Like the smell.
How about drink only if you ever can take a test at home, anyone wants to think they truly are squirted. Drink nothing but Mountain Dew or an energy drink. Nothing else, and take lots of B vitamins. And then I want you to squirt this magical squirt juice out and have it not stink or not be yellow, because you'll be nice and dehydrated. And when you're dehydrated, guess what? It's nice. That's it.
I chicken out at the last minute. You know me. It's like
but I'm just telling you how. I mean,
I'm a germaphobe, so it's like as soon as they say
you can believe it, and I want it. And like I said, for years and years and years of my life, I wanted to believe it, and I have I guess I have more awards for this great squirting myth than anyone in the industry. So it's something I understand, but it looks cool. I'll keep shooting it. I'll keep calling it squirting because I can call it squirting. And if I call it peeing, it's a different category. And it's much easier for me to sell and market squirting than it is peeing.
Yeah, about that. Because Visa and MasterCard, they're starting to take payments away from companies that do peeing.
No, it's actually become more mainstream in the last. That's actually what Converse has happened. And the reason the Converse has happened is because the largest company in the industry started shooting a ton of peeing now. And because they did that, now peeing has become acceptable to Visa and MasterCard.
Okay, because I was like, a lot of the fan platforms and things.
Fan platforms are different than the actual, but because they're the third party processor.
And even Twitter, one of the things that will get you banned is squirting.
But because the largest company for production company industry shoots a ton of it now, Visa and MasterCard are taking it. So we can thank them for making peeing acceptable. We can actually thank a guy, and here's a true story. We can thank a guy named Seymour Butts, as the guy who was the court case. This is if you want to know how squirting became acceptable.
I remember him.
Seymour Butts went to court in Florida. And one of the things that he was getting prosecuted for, this is a true story, obviously, was for a squirting video that he'd shipped across state lines, and they said it was obscene.
He shipped across state line?
Because this isn't DVD days, and that's how we get persecuted for obscenity in America.
It makes him sound like a drug smuggler or something.
It was, and this is that's why DVDs always had more rules and regulations than the internet, because they prosecuted us for obscenity if we shipped stuff that was obscene. So that's why you couldn't, for example, show girls tied up and having sex or fisting at the same time, because they prosecute you for obscenity. Anyway, the state of Florida prosecuted him for squirting and saying it was obscene. And he came back, and his argument was it wasn't pee, it was squirt, and he gave blah, blah, blah. Anyway, with enough mumbo jumbo, he confused the jury, and they said whatever, he got the charges just dropped.
Is there any scientific research out there on the topic?
There is, but it's mixed.
Yeah, because it's called, they couldn't find a squirt gland because it doesn't exist. Where is your squirt gland?
So the theory...
Ms. Sophie, would you like to know?
Oh, no, thank you. I like a little mystery.
Yes, your squirt gland.
I'm still learning where the clitoris is. I've nailed it 60% of the time now.
That's better than me.
Yeah.
Nice rate.
So next to squirt. I don't think it's a squirt gland. I think that's a myth for sure. But I think...
where is the squirt tree?
It's definitely a build-up in the bladder. But so is...
the bladder?
So is the male ejaculation.
Okay.
Nice physiology lesson.
And... people think it might be excess lubrication, a big buildup of that.
Some girls get super wet. There's no question about that. Abnormally wet. But that's different than.
But they think it's kind of an explosive.
An explosive pee.
But not everybody is explosive. It can just leak out.
Doesn't sound good.
That's what I don't. It's not.
But I mean, there's girls. Okay, I've worked with models and I've been with models off camera that are excessively wet. And that's different than the squirting, which is, I'm like, again, which is like peeing, but that's,
Yeah, but I mean, it's like that liquid, but more in like so some girls like it gets like
and
towards the end, it's like
there's
it's
a thicker
cloudy.
liquid.
It's
That's
like
fine.
it
Again,
can be
that's
cloudy.
different. That's not squirting.
Well, that is like I think in my pro life I've had like that's what I've had as squirting.
Okay, well, then you had a girl
and
that was excessively wet.
I would say that.
But you
is
can believe
squirting
it.
when
It's
that-
fine. I believe Santa Claus is coming soon and going to end the Great Closure in Hungary. Since we're in the middle of the Great Closure and everything is closed, soon borders are going to open and Santa's going to run around and I'm going to be drunk in the park and singing and I'm going to dress up like freaking the Easter Bunny at the same time.
Do you like making girls squirt in your private life?
I used to. I still do because I think it looks cool, even though I know what it is. It's like a lot of things in my life. I still like to do it even though I really know the reality.
Do you then?
I still like to drink even though the reality is the next day I'm going to feel like death. But it's
So-
still okay because I like it at that time.
So if a girl pees all over your bed, you
Yep.
then have to sleep in the pee.
Oh, I've done that many times.
Okay.
One of her models came over with a specific reason. She goes, I want you to teach me how to squirt. And I said, okay. And we were drinking, and it's one of your top models. I won't say her name right now. And we were drinking together, and she squirted, and she was so happy. And she's like, oh, my God. Yeah, and anyway. I didn't want to tell
I feel
her.
proud now.
Yeah, and I didn't want to tell her, what I knew what it was. But she's like, oh, my God. She's like, this is so cool. And then she started, quote, squirting in scenes. So anyway.
And Sophie, is this conversation inspiring you to learn squirting or?
Yeah, you bet.
She learned when she was born, okay? She came out of her mother and she learned how to do it. She's like this, woohoo!
No,
Probably in the first 2 hours.
To be honest, for me, peeing while having sex on my bed or on my sexual partner is not something to aspire to. And that's not for me. I could probably understand or pretend to understand why some people might like it in
Do
their
you think it's
personal
pee
life.
though, or do you think it's?
What if you were on somebody else's bed, but like a neutral party's bed? Like, say, like, I don't know, Tommy's bed. You could, or Tommy's
Oh,
couch.
that's the worst. That's just punishing me.
Okay,
I hate
because Tommy,
mess.
does Tommy likes, Tommy believes it. What about Tommy's
Keep
couch?
your mess in your bed.
What about Tommy's couch? And what if I had a maid come?
No. I mean, definitely not for me. But I do understand, like, if some people might find it attractive or desirable, as well as many other things that might be attractive and desirable to people. But for me personally, I cannot relate to this experience, and I would say that I don't want to do it in the future. So it's a nice thing for me to talk about, maybe to wonder. And no, I don't know what goes exactly what goes into squirt. I know that it's definitely not some lubrication or anything.
How
but
do you know that?
Well, I'm a girl, so I know where the lubrication is coming from. I know where the pee is coming from. So I can definitely tell you that these are like two very different places down
Yeah,
there.
but I think squirt comes from inside.
No.
You can believe whatever you want, like I said.
Really? We need
Okay,
to
I'll do
find
this.
out.
How about this? I have drank squirt more than once in scenes. In fact, there's a
That's
couple.
the test
again,
we didn't do.
Yeah.
We smelled it,
Okay,
we touched
again,
it,
another-
we looked at it,
Yeah.
we didn't taste it.
Yeah, I have drank it before. I've drank it from your models, drank it from other American models. I even one time I got an award because I put out two whites actually got an award nominations for having models squirt into squirt into pitchers, clear beer pitchers. They go, and visually it's really cool. I knew what I was doing.
Is it cool?
Okay, I'm not normal. I'm not normal. So, and I don't pretend to be normal, but I think it's cool. I know what it is, but again, like pro wrestling, I think pro wrestling is cool, but I know pro wrestling's fake. But still, in my mind, pro wrestling's awesome. Ric Flair's like baby Jesus. Come on, this is like one of the greatest things in the world, but I can watch Ric Flair all day.
I think what we actually should do, the best way to actually find out is, since you guys told me that there is some research, we need to find the quality one and actually find out what truly is inside, instead of just, I mean,
There's
we
research
can,
on both sides of the argument.
We
That's
can
the
do
problem.
field.
It's
How about we do
inconclusive.
field research?
no,
I'll
I mean,
start.
yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, but how do you define research? So you should just take this liquid, which is claimed to be squirt, and like figure out what kind of components go
Well, we
into
need a
it,
lab.
and compare it with
You have a lab.
We have a
and
lab.
compare it with pee, with urine. So yeah, that's
I have
Okay.
a lab.
Okay, so we need to ask talent testing
Yes.
if we can send them some samples of squirt
Okay.
and
to check if it's
some
pee.
pee from
Okay.
the same girl, and
And
we'll find out what's in it.
yeah.
All right. I'm okay. Deal.
Okay.
This is gonna be we're gonna do field research study.
And we'll make it part of one of your scenes.
Fine, I'm
I
in.
could
But we need
definitely
to
write
get-
a paper on it.
Yeah.
We need to find a girl who's a real squirter.
Okay.
Who,
okay.
who claims
All
to
right,
be?
who
Who claims to be?
a real
a real
How about
Okay.
Sherry Kiss? Because she claims to be,
Okay. Sherry Kiss.
and she's a top star.
Yeah, we can get her on. We can get her on the podcast.
She's one of the top stars in Europe. She's a top 10, so she can come on. We'll have her do it. She's neutral. She's like our Switzerland model.
I like it.
Okay.
All right.
And we'll find out what's in it.
And maybe next time on the next podcast we could reveal the results.
Yeah,
Yes.
depending on how fast we can do this.
And
But
then Tommy
I
can,
think
and then
at some
Tommy
point
can,
in the
and then
future-
Tommy can drink a shot of it.
No way.
Since Tommy's convinced it's real, he's not. Why would you be scared to drink a shot of it if it's real?
Hey, like,
I'll tell you what. I'll drink a shot of it if you drink a shot. I'll drink a shot of it first. I'll even be like the little kid who will run
How-
across the street first.
how fresh is this going to be?
Well, we got to put it through the lab first, unfortunately. It's like wine. It's got to ferment. It's like wine.
Let's find out what it is first, and then.
What if we? Come on, you got to. It's the leap of faith.
How about the loser has to drink some?
I'll be the loser. I don't care.
I'm not drinking shit, okay, guys?
I still think it's again. I'm doing this for science.
Yeah, I'm all for the science.
Yeah, because I care.
Okay, I care too, but I'm not drinking.
You don't have to. I'll do it for you.
Oh, thank you. No,
problem.
That's nice. That's very gentle.
We can even if you can draw a painting of a girl squirting. That'd be the.
Well, we could give it a shot eventually.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so that's my take on it. But it's
I
still cool, guys, and I don't want you to think. Don't tell your girlfriend not to do it because I'm all in. I love squirting camp. I know what it is. I love pro wrestling. I love Santa Claus. I know what all these things are, but it's still dope to me. I'm still going to keep doing it. Nothing's going to change my mind. It's cool.
I have another question. So, how do you make a girl squirt?
The easiest way for me.
Like, people always say, like, you reach inside and find the spongy part.
Well, yeah,
And kind
you
of
put your fingers up and
go-
then you press on their stomach at the same time. So you're basically, I mean,
Oh,
not-
pressing on the stomach as well.
yeah, because
Okay.
it's the fastest way to do it. I mean, I can do it like for most girls, like literally in 30 seconds if they're relaxed. And I'm just going to do that until if I can bang on your urethra and make them squirt orgasm, AKP. Yeah, but I mean, again, I've done it a lot. You know, I've done it like hundreds and hundreds of times, so I have a technique that works.
Yeah, I always like chicken out at the last minute.
You got to go
Still
all
not
the
good.
way. Don't be scared of the achy squirt.
Maybe if I get like
Squirt pee.
waterproof sheets, I'll try it.
Okay, you want to hear something?
feel like
want to hear
it's just-
something more funny? Okay, at my studio, which we just closed down, we had waterproof sheets underneath the bed
That's just practical.
because we had for a kid. This is true at all my porn sets. In fact, people used to complain in Los Angeles at my studio because you hear this noise sometimes because we had the plastic sheet underneath the bed, but the plastic sheet we had in America, the plastic sheets we had in America were thicker than the ones I had in Europe. And they would actually make like a crinkly noise, but they were under the sheets and they were bed protectors because we shot so much squirting. Here, I didn't shoot as much, but I still have it under the bed because, and I know what's going to happen.
Have you ever broken like camera equipment because of squirting?
We have got it on a lens and made it malfunction before. Yes, absolutely.
I feel like that's an achievement.
Yeah,
That, like,
more than once we've had malfunction, but they've been able to fit. The cameras have dried off and been okay.
I think only real squirt can damage your camera.
Real squirt?
Yeah. Pee. You're going to survive pee.
Pee's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Real squirt kills the camera.
So when we're gonna have the real squirt, since when it comes back from the lab that it's real, will you drink the
Yeah.
real squirt? Will you drink real squirt? But I'll have this. I'll drink both. I'll drink the fake and the real.
Even
Because I know it's all fake.
even if the squirt comes from the queen, I'm still not drinking it.
Which queen?
Which
Which queen are
queen?
we talking about?
The queen mom.
So, do girls ever sell the squirt? They sell their panties and things. So, do they sell their squirt?
Problem is it's normally illegal to send across.
I bet in Asia they do.
Yeah.
They sell all kinds of shit there.
I know the Americans can't send it through the mail. It's illegal.
Yeah, I think posting like biological
Yeah,
samples
I know.
probably
Yeah,
has some
no,
rules.
I know in America it's illegal to sell. So just send across again to send in the mail.
Actually,
I don't know what the laws are here.
like any samples, because once I had to do the blood test and I had my blood sent to another city.
But that's by
fine.
a doctor.
But
they have like special
different. Yeah, that's
permissions
called. It's
and-
called a DG license.
Okay.
A DG license is a dangerous good license, and that's what they're doing. So that's why they're able to do it.
Oh, okay.
Same reason, like in America, for example, all the labs, unlike the testing labs in America, they ship stuff across state lines.
No, I meant I actually
you
sent
can
it
send
myself.
it.
Oh, you
Right,
send
you
it.
can.
Yes.
You can
Oh.
because they have the company you're sending to you as that license, so they can receive a dangerous good.
The conclusion, like the thing I've learned from this is that we need more science. And
More science, research, field research.
Always, we need more science.
I'm happy that the first episode of the podcast, we're going to make some science happen. We're going to...
You know, guys, we were talking about
I can be like
pee.
Bill Nye, the science guy, but totally different.
We were talking about pee so much, I think I started to smell it. I don't know.
That could be my cats.
I mean, seriously, that's like really weird, but I think I can feel the smell.
That's like happens to me when I talk about cocaine.
Oh, Jesus.
So guys, how did you find the first podcast?
Dan, you go first.
Educational.
Educational, even for you. You learned something.
Yes. Learn Tommy really blew the trail.
Do you think anyone will listen? Do you think anyone will listen?
Maybe one people.
One
Maybe
people?
my mom.
Yeah, no, my mum and dad will listen.
My mom was on my TV series and my Netflix, and she's done interviews. So I think my mom can play it at her retirement community. She can say, "Hey, look, listen to my son, village idiot again."
My mom doesn't speak any English, so even if she
Yes, your
does
mom
listen, I'm
does.
fine.
I met your mom. My mom's nice.
She
Yeah.
is. I love my mom.
Her mom's pretty.
Well, if people like it, hopefully they'll write in and give us some compliments. So if they want to write to us, where do they write, Dan?
They can write, "I hate Dan." No, they can write, "Hello," at howtobeapornstar.net.
Yeah, and if you guys like the podcast, just subscribe and give us 5 stars. And also you can listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or like the usual podcast hosts.